Yeah, my shoulder messed up, everyone. So don't tell Canelo. It may be the right, maybe the left, but it's both of them. I'm having problems with my shoulders.
I am concerned about him absorbing a Canelo punch, especially through the course of 12 rounds.
Is it something to worry about? Yes. Can it affect the fight? Absolutely. I just said how.
The boxing world has been thrown into chaos after shocking reports claim Terence Crawford suffered a serious injury just days before his long-awaited clash with Canelo Alvarez. What was set to be one of the biggest fights in recent history is now clouded with uncertainty, as fans, analysts, and fellow fighters debate whether the bout should move forward or be cancelled. The news has sparked a storm of reactions, with insiders warning that this injury, if true, could change everything.
But word on the street is that Bud Crawford has hurt his shoulder or re-injured a shoulder that had been surgically repaired.
Former world champion turned analyst Tim Bradley wasted no time weighing in on the controversy. Known for his blunt takes, Bradley slammed Crawford, suggesting the injury talk sounds more like excuses than reality. He argued that true champions fight through adversity and questioned whether Crawford is already looking for a way out of the toughest challenge of his career. His fiery comments have only added more fuel to the already heated debate.
Crawford 100%. Crawford is 100%. If he ain't 100%, he 90%. He's still gonna fight. He's still gonna fight. That's just what it is. Forget that shoulder. Bro, this is what we signed up for. This is part of being a fighter. That's what it's part of. This is what you wanted. This is what you got. This is what comes with it. That's it. Stop making excuses. No team. Winner takes all on this one.
Oscar De La Hoya highlighted the massive challenge Crawford faces moving up in weight to take on a natural super middleweight. He pointed out that Canelo's power, physicality, and comfort at this weight will pose major problems, especially in the later rounds. While De La Hoya acknowledged Crawford's ring IQ and technical brilliance, he doubted those alone could neutralize Canelo's advantages. He predicted Canelo would apply relentless pressure, land the heavier shots, and eventually wear Crawford down for either a decision or a late stoppage.
You feel that Terence has a shot in beating Canelo Alvarez?
When I watched Terence Crawford get rattled and rocked by Yorkis Gamboa, who's a natural 30-pounder, it's going to be a huge problem when he gets hit by Canelo, who's a natural 175. So he fights at 175. He's fighting these big monsters. Right. Yeah. He's not getting rattled at all.
No.
Berlanga's a big kid.
Right.
Yeah. So it makes me think, I mean, how is Crawford going to keep him away for 12 rounds? Canelo's going to come at him hard.
Right.
But then again, I think about Crawford's abilities and his IQ and his footwork.
Boy Anthony, Executive Club, getting a fresh haircut. But just want to talk about Canelo. Crawford is coming up this weekend, and everybody's excited here in Vegas. The electricity is in the air. So, look, even though these guys are, combined almost 80 years old, it should be a good fight. And let me tell you why. Crawford is coming up 2 weight classes, and he's coming off a year's layoff. So that's a huge advantage for Canelo. If Canelo forces his will on him, he'll probably be 190 pounds inside the ring on fight night. I give him a great shot in the 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th round to knock out Crawford. If he doesn't do that, then Crawford is going to box his ears off. It might be another Mayweather versus Canelo. Remember when Mayweather was just schooling him and making him look silly? That can happen again this Saturday. So everything has to be perfect for Crawford. He has to use his footwork. He has to use his speed, his combinations, his ring IQ. He has to stay disciplined. And Canelo, all he has to do is take Crawford's punches, but he cannot be comfortable inside the ring.
Popular boxing commentator Showbiz the Adult also addressed the rumors, reminding fans that injury chatter always surfaces before mega fights. He noted that while Crawford's age, long layoff, and training whispers fuel speculation, there's no concrete proof of a serious injury. Showbiz suggested this might just be hype or pre-fight drama, though he didn't rule out minor soreness from moving up in weight.
From this side of my mouth, is it something to worry about? Yes. Can it affect the fight? Absolutely. I just said how, right? Absolutely it can, especially when you're packing on extra muscle your shoulders get heavy anyway when your shoulders are overdeveloped and you packing muscle on. And if you have a shoulder injury, it will affect you. Okay. I mean, I'm one of those people. It is what it is. I say it all the time, bro. It is what it is. All right. These are human beings. They're real people. If you have an injury, it will affect you 100%. These aren't robots. This ain't a damn cartoon. It's not a movie. It's real life. All right. A lot of you guys got issues now physically. You throw you in a ring, you'll be like, yo, my back was killing me. You know what I'm saying? But with that said,
Shawn Porter, who fought Crawford in 2021, expressed real concern about Crawford taking punches from Canelo at 168 pounds. Porter warned that Canelo's natural size and power could be overwhelming across 12 rounds. While he praised Crawford's skill and intelligence, Porter admitted he worries about the toll of constant pressure from a bigger, stronger opponent.
The others say, like, no, that's 2 more weight classes. Like, once he gets touched by Canelo, it's going to be different.
I am concerned about him absorbing a Canelo punch, especially through the course of 12 rounds. We do know this about Canelo. He's going to slow down, so I think if anything, Canelo would try to start fast and bang on him and break him down before he gets later, and he's still got that kind of steam. But, there's so many components that make a champion. There's so many components that make a legend. It's just so much to go into. It's a conversation that lasts an hour easily when we talk about all of the components that Terence Crawford has, all of the components that Canelo have, and how we find how they even out and who trumps one another, you know what I mean? We tried to do that with Errol Spence and Terence Crawford, and we see how that panned out, you know what I mean? So
Crawford himself has flatly denied all rumors of injury. At a media event in Las Vegas, he dismissed the speculation as pure fabrication, calling it nothing more than antics. Moving his arms freely for reporters, he insisted he's in peak condition and at his natural weight. Confident and composed, Crawford declared this fight the biggest of his career and promised nothing short of full commitment.
There's rumors that you've got a shoulder injury. Do you have a shoulder injury, or is that just rubbish?
Where I got a shoulder injury, I don't know. I think people coming up with their own, antics. Terence Crawford got a shoulder injury. Terence Crawford out of shape. Terence Crawford slow. Terence Crawford. Yeah, they coming up with all kinds of stuff.
Are you feeling a difference in power now you've moved up and you're at your natural weight?
Of course. Power is definitely gonna come with it. So that's not any words that I ever have.
Crawford's jabs don't ever miss. Canelo's punches come like a brick. Both got a bag full of tricks. They must eat their weed to bix. Don't come at me, you'll get diss. You lanky streak of piss. Don't call you broke or you sis. Go chill and watch Netflix cause the big guns in the mix.
Still, skepticism lingers. Critics point to a circulating photo showing his left shoulder looking swollen, fueling suspicions that he may be hiding an issue to avoid giving Canelo an advantage. 37 and coming off over a year of inactivity, some argue even a minor injury could seriously affect Crawford's performance.
Totally debunked this shit. He said that he has no shoulder injury. But at the same time, bro, you can't expect Terence Crawford to come out here right before the fight, if he is injured, that is, and say like, no, yeah, my shoulder is injured. Of course he's not going to do that shit, right? So he has to deny it. So Terence Crawford denying that he has a shoulder injury, it doesn't really mean shit to me. But how true this is, we're gonna hear the truth about this shoulder injury after the fight. This is probably when, if Terence Crawford loses, you're probably gonna hear that, yeah, my shoulder was injured, this and that, just the list of excuses, it just keeps piling up with this guy, or not with him. I'm not saying Terence Crawford is using these excuses.
Crawford has responded strongly to critics questioning his legacy, pointing to his undefeated record, his titles across multiple divisions, and his dominant win over Errol Spence Jr. He brushed off doubts about moving up in weight, saying his resume already proves he belongs among the sport's all-time greats.
But, some people say that you've not faced a level of power and precision to the body that Canelo brings, that he's different. Do you think he brings anything different to the table that you haven't seen?
Well, they always say that, They said that with Spence. He's the body snatcher. He's going to break my ribs and so forth. We shall see.
How do you want people to remember this performance when it's all said and over? What's the headline the next day?
Listen, they're gonna come up with their own analogy, All I know is they're going to be saying Terence Crawford was spectacular September 13th.
In fact, Crawford has shocked fans with his physical transformation. Training photos reveal a bigger, more muscular version of him, as he's bulked up 2 full weight classes for this challenge.
Hi again, Coach. They say that Crawford got injured, and then is that true? What people are saying that? 100%. He's ready for the fight for this Saturday. 100%. You gotta say that in the news, right? In the news. You got it. Thank you very much.
Canelo, what did you think about the picture of Crawford? And he's looking pretty muscular. What do you think about that?
I think it's good because we see him prepare himself really well, and you expect a really good fight. So,
Despite the added size, he's still maintained his lean conditioning, leading many to believe he hasn't sacrificed speed or agility in the process. Some even call this the most physically imposing Crawford we've ever seen.
It's been good. It's been good. And this is the biggest fight in the last 10 years.
What do you make of Terence Crawford's shape? He posted that photo with the six-pack. How do you think he's handling the weight?
This is the fight, the biggest fight for them, and they will be ready 100%, both of them.
Thank you very much.
Meanwhile, questions surround Canelo as well. Critics argue his recent performances lack the sharpness of his prime, noting fewer combinations, lower output, and signs of fatigue late in fights. Some point to past hand injuries as a factor, while others suggest age is catching up to him.
But you guys got to keep this in mind, right? So everybody that's out here saying like, oh no, Bud is looking bigger than Canelo and this and that, right? You guys got to keep in mind that Canelo is doing his usual weight cut. Canelo, did you guys see the footage of Canelo arriving on his private jet and where he got off of the stairs and shit, right? And he looked like he was kind of drunk. He looked like he was kind of drunk, like he looked kind of crackheaded-ish, right?
we are ready here in Vegas, ready for Saturday, September 13th. Thanks, Riyadh Season and Turkey Al-Ashid. We're ready.
He looked off, but then I really paid attention, and that's because he's cutting weight, bro. Canelo looks like that because he's cutting weight. I'm not gonna say he's weight trained or nothing like that, but he's struggling, bro. You could see the shit in his face and all of that. Pay close attention, bro. A lot of people are thinking that he was drunk when he got off of that plane, but I don't think it was that, bro. I just think that it's that weight cut.
Crawford's sparring partner Kenneth Sims shared his own story, recalling how Crawford dominated him in their first session years ago. Sims admitted Crawford's timing, IQ, and adaptability were on another level, and even now, he still struggles to match him in the gym.
Terence Crawford beat you up in sparring? Because a lot of people have told me, even Shakur told me that Bud has beat me up in sparring before. Like
The first time we sparred, he beat my ass.
Yo, why does this nigga do? Bud be like trying to beat up niggas for real in sparring.
Yeah, he beat my ass the first time we sparred. Nah, but that was before we went to camp together. So that was Bud his baby mom, she from Chicago, so he come up here and he had called me whenever he come up here, be like, yo, what you doing? So this was out, bro. I was like 19, 20 years old. He called me, bro. I said, I ain't doing nothing. I said, you got your shit?
Bud competitive. He gonna be.
He said, yeah. I said, come to the gym.
Right.
I did all right, but he would be. But I did all right.
Yeah.
But when we was in camp with for the camp with Amir Khan camp, it was great work. It's like boxing. You have your days, he have his days. It was good. It was fun.
As fight night approaches, predictions remain split. Many analysts lean toward Crawford winning a narrow decision, relying on his speed, movement, and undefeated record. But others argue Canelo's experience at super middleweight and his physical pressure could wear Crawford down. Consensus? Expect a close, grueling battle that could go either way.
Canelo. I hope Crawford beats the shit out of him.
Really? Yeah?
Now, I'll tell you like this, I mean, the weight division things, but I hope Crawford beats the shit out of him.
But trust me, Crawford will figure out a way. I know a secret y'all don't know, and I ain't going to tell you why I would pick Terence Crawford, but it's part of the secret is the reason why I'm picking him to win the fight. So
obviously, Crawford's a great fighter, Canelo's a great fighter, but I just think that this has more hype around it, and, we just saw them come off of some boring-ass fights, and they're probably just going to sit there and dance for 12 rounds.
Who is Canelo? What Canelo is going to show up?
The Canelo who's looking to cash a big check, or the Canelo that really wants to fight like a fighter?
At the seams, you got to pick a side. I'm going with Crawford. I'm here to support Crawford. He just signed up to do what everybody thought that he wasn't trying to be, a generational talent.
So the big question remains, is Terence Crawford really hiding an injury, or are these just pre-fight rumors meant to stir drama? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.